Now back to the Marketing MadMen on Extra 106.3 FM.
Welcome back to the Marketing MadMen. Trip Job and Nick Constantino here, and we are talking digital marketing with our guests, Chris and Jeff here. And so, Nick, you had a thought.
So this is one thing I've learned about. It's an unfortunate part, but I think it'll help with a misconception. So there are mechanisms in place across all of these things to garner views. You can pay somebody to promote your podcast and get hundreds of thousands of views. You can advertise to get leads here, to do all of these things. Okay, you can pay to have connections on LinkedIn set up for you. You can pay for Facebook friends. These are all things that you can pay for. Okay, but by paying for them, you're missing out on the most important part of doing your digital marketing. So the misconception is digital marketing is successful when there are a huge amount of website traffic. So we know it's wrong. We know we need engagement. We know we need these things. But talk a little bit about when you deal with a client who's only using those glamour metrics and think that that's it. Oh my God, somebody looked at me 25,000 times. This is the greatest day in the world. I'm going to be a millionaire. Explain, one, how the system is rigged against that, and two, how that's not the end all be all right now.
Well, that's a huge misconception, and that was one of the first things I learned as a SEO when I got into the business. When I saw one of my first websites generate 8 clicks and generate 4 phone calls. Like, it was amazing that they had so few calls. At the time, they were talking about 13,000 impressions and all these huge numbers, but to see that you can get those type of results, well, what if I can get 100 clicks? How many phone calls would I get, right? So now you start thinking about, let me just add enough value on each of these pages, because I saw the traffic that was coming in was directly correlated to what the person who had the need would be searching for. So that was a very powerful thing. And I think that if you're focusing on adding value in any of your marketing, whether it's SEO, paid ads, social media, radio, you're gonna get the best results because the people resonate with your message, and then they'll convert.
Yeah, so impressions aren't the only thing. So, then they talk about engagements or resharing. There are all these things that they're just throwing at you. And like, do you pay per click? Do you pay per impression? I also think it has to do with how good and relevant is your copy. If you have the world's best commercial written for you and you know it's going to work, then yeah, impressions matter.
Then it matters.
But if you have a target audience that's really 600 people in the country, then what does an impression matter? Because there's only 600 people that can buy your product. So I think it's relevant. But Jeff, what do you see? And as far as just what they're looking for, what KPIs they're asking for when they set these things up?
Well, the performance indicator. I mean, if you to your point, if there's less traffic out there, obviously it's more competitive for that little bit of traffic. So you can there's ways that you can do that. You can expand your geography of what you want to go out for. You can also kind of look at more services that you want to provide within that same space. So there's things that you can do when that traffic volume isn't there, but you do want to, whatever it is that you do, you want everything to be comprehensive. And online, everything is now working together. With the advent of AI, SEO, in implementing SEO with some AI type of tools, doing PPC with looking at, that person's online search history, right? If their online search history is, all about outdoor kitchens, right? And then they search for a landscaper that does outdoor kitchens. Maybe you want to them them some things about outdoor kitchens when they do that Google search. Right. So in order to go after that smaller piece, you've got to be really spot on with how you market to them. You got to be as precise as you can.
And you have to have a realistic understanding of your business and whether people know it. Going back to the brand game. So it's funny, when I first joined Old Castle and was asked to look at some things, and they're like, why aren't we selling more of our outdoor kitchens and fireplaces? And I looked, and they actually had a trademark brand name, Elements, for that. And everything on the website was Elements. There was nothing that said outdoor kitchens and fireplaces. And I'm just like, guys, but everyone in the industry, all our distributors know that. Okay.
The distributors aren't buying the products.
Aren't buying the products.
Right.
And so guess what? Within, months of making the change, all of a sudden things started to work.
Exactly.
You started to get that. But sometimes we get so, focused on our own brand and, people understand us and all that. And going back to your brand conversation earlier, you have to understand the customer to make sure you're tying things in well.
Yeah,
Right.
you want to.
I was going to say, to the point too, there's some industries where it's immediate. Like if you're a glass company and something gets smashed. Well, that's right away.
Right away.
If you're selling entry doors, well, even if you're going to run a PPC campaign or you want to get more business quicker, that buying cycle may be longer.
There's a different trigger moment for everything.
Right.
Exactly.
Roof, like they always say, the storm chasers for the roofs that would just chase around whenever there's a hailstorm. That's when they thrive and they exist. But so is everybody else. They're all competing for the same thing. Well, look, I think this has been a pretty intense conversation. I think we covered a lot. I think the goal was not ever to be negative, but just for everybody to know that this is not a game and you have to really be invested in it and you have to learn from it. So since we've been so Debbie Downer-ish and so intense about this, so why don't you guys give a sign of good things to come or give some advice to somebody that is in the industry that is struggling? Let's end on a positive note. Jeff, why don't you go first?
Well, you almost have to say there's someone in the industry that's struggling. There's a reason they're struggling. You have to identify what that is. There are tools and metrics out there where you can do an online health check for a particular business. You can say, here's the areas where you're lacking, and this is why you're not performing well. And then based on that, you can have conversations based on their goals and objectives, and then on that, make recommendations to help them get there. Whether it's, okay, let's go for it all at once, or we're going to implement it piece by piece. You have to have a special strategy for each particular prospect that's out there and evaluate them, see what their goals are, and make sure that you're in line with their goals when you make your presentation on how things should be done.
So if things aren't working for a client doing pay-per-click, how do they find you?
Just give me a call on my cell phone. I'm local in the metro Atlanta area. A lot of digital marketing companies are going to service you out of California, whatever. I'm in Johns Creek, and my cell phone number is 678-886-6687, or Jeff.
Ladies, did you hear that? Write that one down. I think I've seen it in a bathroom stall once or twice, too.
I have a face for radio. But or jeff.mironoff@haibu.com.
Wonderful. Chris, what about you, bud?
You can find me on Instagram at Chris Williams Inc. My company is Elite Web Professionals. Something positive I would like to say about the market is that it's wide open, guys. Like if you want to get visibility, just add value. Think about what your customer needs. Think about the service that you offer and their pain points, and put that information on your website. Create a solution. Answer a question with a blog. Use video to explain and solve a problem. Or create a tool on your website that makes it easy for them to get the information. Many people want to know what the price is or what you do. If you can create a tool to help them see that price, it would be great. Many people want to see what the before and after effect of your service is for their business. If you can create a cool tool on your website, will allow them to see what it looks like before and after with your done for you service, that would be awesome. So just think about what your customers need and be a solution, and you'll make a lot more money and they'll be a lot happier.
Do you ever, to that point, and we talked earlier, do you ever tell someone very bluntly of, here's an example of a customer who did all the strategy and here's what we got for them. Here's someone who came in, didn't have the back end, the website and all that, and here's the results they got.
Jeff and I both do that on every call. You definitely have to have case studies where you can show this is what we were able to do, and it's very helpful, especially when it's in the same industry. You can show them, take them on a journey on Google search, right? And you can see, okay, this is the keyword that someone may be searching for this industry. Look at where my client ranks and look at their results. And then, if you can show them the phone calls, you can show them the clicks. It makes it a lot easier. And again, you make it simple. The easier it is for them to understand and it makes sense, it's an easy decision. And at that point, it's about, okay, let's monitor our return on investment so we know when to add additional marketing to it.
Fantastic. Great episode, great discussion on digital marketing. And Chris and Jeff, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having
us. Yeah.
Talk value, not price. Stop talking about price. It's about value.
And investments, return on your investment. You heard that here. So you've been listening to the Marketing MadMen on Extra 106.3. We will be back next week.